We are healing. We are growing. Remove that negativity from your life. You can if you try. Chase what you want to achieve. Be the change that you want to see. Live in your purpose. Love God. Be you. Trust the process. We talking about growth here. Go for it. Give it a chance. Be kind. Take that trip. Push yourself. The sky is the limit. Little Truth Chronicles. Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of the Little Truth Chronicles. I'm your girl Jima. Yes. And I just have to first start off and say, if y'all haven't watched the first episode of Little Truth Chronicles, please, I'm gonna need y'all to stop right here, go back and watch that first episode, and then come on back over here, okay? Okay. I hope y'all are in great spirits, because I'm in good spirits. I'm in positive spirits. Feeling good, looking good. I feel like my lips is popping. Yeah, my lips are popping. But I hope y'all are doing well out there. I hope y'all are being good. So continue to do that. Continue to live life to the fullest and stay positive. Be kind to others, okay? I feel like that was an outro, but it wasn't. I just gotta let y'all know, because this world is crazy and you definitely have to make sure that you are being positive, staying true to your peace, healing and growing in your own, and just making sure you're taking care of yourself, both physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. Okay, so that's on that. So today's episode, we're actually going to be getting a little into talking about something that may be a little bit terrifying, but also liberating. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's going to be liberating. We're going to be talking about starting fresh, y'all. Yes, starting fresh. Lord, I'm telling you, it's going to be something, okay? So we're going to roll into these segments, all right? All right. Stay with me here. Get with me. Come here and listen. All right. So starting fresh, we're going to go into the first segment, and that segment is, what does it mean to start fresh? So let me ask y'all something. Have y'all ever, felt like you needed a clean slate? Like, you wanted to start anew, but you didn't know where to start or how to begin and stuff like that? Because I felt that way before too. So, it can be a little bit frustrating, and, it could be kind of scary at first, but, it's okay to start fresh. I'm telling y'all this now. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So, maybe you guys or gals felt like, when you're basically talking to yourself or whatever have you, whatever you want to call it, you ask yourself like, I need a reset, or I need a fresh start. I need to just begin again. And you know what I'm saying? You don't know like what that means to you and stuff like that. But starting fresh is about not being loud and boisterous about it, but like it's a little bit quieter. It's a little bit more self-preserve. It's about evolving and burning down all the old and, just starting from scratch a little bit and stuff like that. So that may seem a little bit quieter into yourself or whatever have you. So you want to make sure that when you are starting fresh, you are starting with something that's yours, like a baby, like, just like infancy. You want to make sure that you're starting like at infancy with starting fresh, because if you be boisterous and you be loud about starting fresh, or I'm about to start this, or I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, or whatever have you, it's not gonna go the way that you want it to. I'm gonna just say that. Okay. All right. I know starting fresh is about choosing something different, but sometimes it can be starting with something that you kind of left back a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Let just sit dormant or whatever have you. And that's okay. That's okay. That's what we're going to be here to talk about. That's what we're here to talk about. And it's okay to sometimes leave those things where they're at and, come back to them later. It's not starting over, it's starting fresh. It's gaining a new perspective. And that's what, we're here and what we're going to discuss. So starting fresh means letting go of who you thought you had to be, making peace with unfinished chapters, and giving yourself permission to change, even if that makes other people uncomfortable. And over here, in my opinion, I don't care about what other people think. You know what I'm saying? I care about what Jima thinks, okay? All right? Because the whole saying goes, you ain't paying my bills, you ain't paying my rent, you ain't... Sweetie, why would I give you a say-so into my life and what I got going on? You see what I'm saying? So, but at the same time, it does make those close to you, you know what I'm saying, that you hold near and dear, feel a little bit uncomfortable because you are starting something anew. You know what I'm saying? Starting fresh with something. A little truth that I'm gonna give y'all right now instead of like to the end. I'm gonna still give another little truth, but a little truth that I'm gonna give y'all now. It says, starting fresh doesn't mean you failed. It means you're brave enough to evolve. Okay? You haven't failed at anything. You know what I'm saying? Granted, there's that whole, if you fail, it's just a step closer to succeeding. And yes, but starting fresh is not failure. You know what I'm saying? It's not that. It's going back to the drawing board. You know what I'm saying? Oh, excuse me. I apologize. It means being bold enough to say, hey, I am evolving for me and doing what I need to do for myself and my peace. You know what I'm saying? So that's what starting fresh is all about. So hold on to that little truth. Oh, this card was upside down, y'all. All right. So for segment 2, it starts off with my own start fresh story or my own fresh start. I said start fresh. Really? Anyways, so I'm gonna be real with y'all. There was a time long ago where I felt a little stuck in my own life. And I'm sure people can relate. I'm sure you can relate to this. Um, you know, I feel like everyone thought I had it together, and kudos to you because that means I'm carrying myself in a certain light to where you believe that I have it together. And of course, I mean, I do have some things together and some things that are within my control and stuff like that. But on the inside, I felt like I was living someone else's life. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just like on autopilot or whatever have you. And with that, I would say where I started fresh was school. Now, if you know me, and even if you don't, you know that I love school. I really do. I love learning new things, just learning about the world, and stuff like that. So when I was active duty, I was going to school, and it was so hard going to school active duty. And with that, I started kind of failing my classes, and I just kind of like I beat myself up so much that I just stopped going, and stuff like that. But a while ago, I was like, I miss school. I want to go back to school. I know I don't have that long before I get my bachelor's degree. Let me look into it a couple times. Let me see what the steps are and stuff like that. So what I did was, I started researching online schools that kind of like tailor toward the military and stuff like that. And I was like, let me take these baby steps to see. So I was talking to an advisor about what it looks like for me, how long, what I got to take, what's it going to cost and stuff like that. And we put together everything after I send her my transcripts, and even my military education and stuff like that, because that definitely counts. Okay. So for those that don't know, those military courses, some of those military courses that you have, that you started off with in the beginning, those count towards college credits, boo. Just saying. I'm not saying all, but some. So if you're in the military, okay. So after we did all that and I saw the degree plan and I, talked to her about how much it was going to be, she said she gave me some term dates. So I looked at the term dates and I was like, okay, all right, Well, we're going to sit that right there for right now because I don't know about those or whatever have you. Fear. It is what it is. And then I was like, let me take another step. Let me see if I qualify for tuition assistance, TA. For those that are in the military. For those that are not in the military, tuition assistance is like the military's FAFSA or whatever have you. So I was like, let me look into that and see if I'm eligible. Found out I was eligible, which definitely made me so happy because if you're on tuition assistance and you fail a course, you're not eligible for tuition assistance. I'm giving y'all some real tea about myself. You can't use it for your next class and stuff like that until you bring your grade up, and then you have to pay back, you know, the course and stuff like that. Or that's how it was back then. It's different now. Same concept, but it's a little bit different. But I found out that I was eligible for tuition assistance. Like when I literally stopped going to school, I let it all go away. Like I wasn't looking into nothing. I wasn't making sure of anything, but I did know those things because that's what they tell you in the beginning. So that's what happened. So when I actually found out that I was eligible for tuition assistance, I was happy, baby. I was happy. Okay. I was ecstatic. I was like, hell yeah. So I'm like building up the courage and building up the the drive and motivation to go back to school. So I did step 1, step 2 with my starting fresh because granted, this is not something that was new. It was just something that I needed to evolve back into. I needed to evolve with. I needed to grow. You know what I'm saying? I needed to go back to the drawing board and start fresh. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I started to do. So knowing that I had this information about this good online school and then I had the ability to get it paid for by the army, I was like, yes, what's next? So I went back, looked at the term dates, and I was like, it was like 3 term dates. And I looked, I was like, that one's not gonna cut it right now, especially for what I am currently doing right now in my life. And look at the second one. I was like, maybe, but it'll be too soon. You know what I'm saying? You have to give yourself time to prepare. You know, you may get excited about something coming into your life, something coming your way, and stuff like that, but you have to keep in mind that it may not be right then and there. And if it's not for you, it is what it is. If it's for you, it's going to sit there, it's going to wait, it's going to build and stuff like that. Or like they say in the finance, build interest and stuff like that. But it's there, it's not going nowhere. So I was like, the second date, too soon. And then I looked at the third date, I was like, I think I can do that. I I think I can do that. So I was like, I'm gonna go with the third term date. So I'm excited to say that I'll be starting school soon. I'm so excited. Like y'all don't even know how excited I am because when I tell you the things align right, like starting fresh, there are signs for you to start something fresh. You know what I'm saying? For you to begin again. There are signs like, moving into my new house, having such a beautiful, like my favorite place in the house outside from this little break off section that's in my actual master bedroom is my office. My office, y'all, y'all gotta see my office. I probably like, if it's not a clip, I'll probably like post a picture or something so y'all can see my office or whatever have you. I love this office, the doors, the space, the fact that I got, this beautiful long, brown wood L-shaped desk. It's ready for it. It's ready for me. It's calling my name. It's saying, Gina, where's the study books? Where's the syllabuses? We need the syllabuses. Come in here and work with us. And granted, I do use it for work, but school, like laying everything out, being organized, reading, going through things, like knowing that was there and it was gonna be there when it was time for me to be like, hey, I'm about to do this. I did it. So I'm excited to use my office and be in there. Granted, school ain't gonna be a walk in the park, but I am excited. A little nervous, but excited. So that's my story with that one. And I definitely want to add that there was one thing that kind of pushed me as well with starting school. It was the fact that like I woke up one day and I was like, if I don't change, what does it look like a year from now? And it probably looked like some regret, maybe a little guilt. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, school is always going to be there. You know what I'm saying? If I want to go to school, I can go to school. But it's just like where the things are starting to align, why not? Like, why not? So I'm like, hell yeah. So I decided to change it, and I'm very happy and I'm very pleased with the decision that I made, because there was also something that was going on in my military career where I was like, this or school, and it was like one of the toughest decisions to make. But I believe, and I prayed about it, and I know I chose right, and God helped me with that one. So thank you, big man. Okay. So I just want to let y'all know that didn't starting fresh didn't fix everything. Starting fresh was learning to take the second step after the first one and putting one foot in front of the other, and then walking, power walking, jogging, running, sprinting. You know what I'm saying? That's the cycle of it. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. So that's what starting fresh entails and goes into in your own life and in you internally, because you have to be mentally right, you have to be spiritually, emotionally right to start fresh, to start something fresh. You have to be in a positive headspace. You know what I'm saying? Because believe it or not, sometimes the momentum is the miracle. Having momentum in it, you know what I'm saying, putting in the effort, that's the miracle in that. So I want you guys to hold on to that one, okay? I got a little deep. I got a little Maya A in that bad boy. Just keep that in mind, y'all. Okay. So for segment 3, I want to talk about why it's hard to start fresh. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for y'all. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Starting fresh, hard. I said in the beginning, it's hard. It's like going to the gym for the first time in your life. And after that first workout, you go to bed, you wake up the next day, and you sore. And you're like, I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to do this no more. I ain't even gonna lie. I gotta double back on that one. I wouldn't say start going to the gym for the first time ever. I would say going back to the gym. Or better, having an injury from something that you love to do physically. Running, dancing, biking, whatever it is, and you having an injury and you having to sit out. Starting that fresh. That's so scary. You know, utilizing those muscles again, utilizing that specific area where you injured again. That is scary. That's hard. It's challenging. So here's why that may be. There are three reasons why that may be. The first reason is we're afraid of being judged by others. It's true, because y'all are not me. I'm gonna just keep it real. Y'all are not me. I can't say that you don't care what other people think. I will hope so, but it's something that you definitely got to grow into. You may still feel like you care what people think, and I'm gonna say that's okay, because that's human. I'm gonna say that's okay. That's good. That's fine, or whatever have you. But you're gonna get to a point in your life where you're gonna not have no fucks to give. I'm gonna hold you. And it's gonna be the best thing ever. I promise you. So keep that in mind. So it's that we are afraid of being judged by others, and of course by ourselves. We judge ourselves. We're the hardest people on ourselves. Like we are our biggest critics. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy how much we are a big critic on ourselves. But it's true. So, and we're afraid of that. We're afraid of disappointing ourselves. I'm afraid of disappointing myself if I start fresh with something. And that's okay. That's human. That's human. Okay, that's human. Number two is what we grieve what we're leaving behind, even when it's good, even when it wasn't good for us. Again, we're human. Sometimes starting fresh means that you have to get rid of the things that were holding you back, the things that were keeping you from starting fresh and being brave enough to start fresh. You know what I'm saying? So that's a big thing. We grieve that because it's like laying to rest something that you held on for so long. You got to grieve that. You can't, you know what I'm saying? Because it'll come back up. It'll become a trigger in your life and it will keep you from your greatness. It will keep you from doing things great and successful. Number 3, we don't always know what comes next. That is a biggie right there. Not knowing what's going to happen when you start fresh is crazy because it's out of your control. It is out of your control, and it's like, what the fuck do I do? Like, what's next? Is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? That's the look of the draw. That's the that's the that's the I don't even know the word for it. It's like, oh, I can't even think about it. Y'all know, y'all. I feel like somebody knows what I'm saying. Knows what I'm saying. It's like, oh my God, it's like wondering what's happening next and not knowing because it's out of my control. You're scared. You will kind of draw back a little bit or whatever have you. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you gotta push through. It's like going through a haunted house, going through a fucking haunted house. You know what I'm saying? You know it's scary. You know what's coming may scare you. It may make you nervous, but at the same time, you don't know what's behind there, what's behind the door, and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully that was a good reference. I think it was. But for real, here's the thing: growth, like growing within yourselves, growing out even outside of yourselves, is discomforting. It's it don't feel good all the time. When you're growing, you have growing pains. Like they say, you have growing pains. So, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm making a little adjustment here. You have these growing pains and stuff like that. It you can it's like knots in your stomach, and sometimes it may make you like your mind may be racing, you may become an overthinker, all that jazz, but it's good. Believe in growth, being uncomfortable is good. It's if you're in a place in your life where you're at in your life and you feel comfortable, I'm saying outside of peace, outside of being positive, outside of being in tune with yourself, the things that are going on in your life and what you're doing. If you are at peace with that, that's cool. But if you're okay and you're comfortable in that and you're complacent, I'm gonna need you to get the fuck up. I'm gonna need you to get the fuck up. I'm gonna need you to go find some business. I'm gonna need you to figure out the next task. I'm gonna need you to, you know what I'm saying, get on Google. I'm gonna need you to get on Google. I'm Google Gemini, Chat GPT. I need you to figure out what is the next thing that you want to do in your life. You have gotten to a place where you are comfortable and you are happy, and you can stay happy in that space. But don't get comfortable because you have so much more to do. I see it as if you are in a place in your life and you are comfortable, and at the age that you're at, if that was the case, it's time for you to go home. And y'all know what I mean. It's time for that means that God done helped you serve your purpose. You have served your purpose. And knowing that you have served your purpose, it is time to go on home to him. Baby, you're still here. It's time to get up. God ain't done with you. Your purpose is bigger than what you think it is, okay? What he has for you, the path that you have, it don't stop right there. Sometimes the path is long. The path is long, okay? With him, he ain't done with you. If he was done with you, he would have called you home, no questions asked, no signs, no nothing. You'll be up there with him, chilling. That's comfort. That's where the comfort is with him. If you are still here and you are comfortable, baby, I'm gonna get up. Get up. Get up. Okay? Because you still got more work to do. You still got more work to do. Okay? And you don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to know every single thing. You can start fresh. And what I like that worked for me in high school and college is, when it was time to start a paper, brainstorming. I used to like loving to put the topic in the center and then making the lines with the boxes that created the topics, the subtopics of what I was talking about, what I'm saying, the bullet points, the paragraphs, what each paragraph was going to be, the conclusion. I love that web, what I'm saying? And you can do that. Sometimes having something that's tangible right in front of you, if it's a checklist, bullet points, what I'm saying, a portfolio, whatever it is, sometimes having something tangible when you start fresh helps you, and it helps you stay on track. Okay? Because it ain't gonna be easy. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you're gonna fall off. Sometimes you're gonna color outside the lines, and you don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to you don't want to fall off so bad that you don't know where to go again. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how to get back on track. You don't know where to you can't find where in your checklist you fell off. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you stay on that checklist. It's okay to deviate a little bit, but always go back to the main. Always go back to the main thing, the main goal. Okay? Always go back to that. And what that looks like is taking the first honest step. What that looks like is taking the first honest step. You know what I'm saying? Change can be messy, but it can be impactful, and it could definitely be meaningful. So just make sure that you know that you do not have to have it all figured out, baby. You do not have to all figured out. It's about knowing that you are outgrowing your old story, being scared about writing a new one, and knowing that you're in control of that. You're in control of what that looks like and how to get to it. There may be some points where you're going to have to call on God for sure, but no one is in that driver's seat but you. Understand that no one is in that driver's seat but you. And it may feel like you're disconnecting from certain things, from your own voice, from your own values, from your own joy, and certain things may start to, not be familiar to you. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's like shedding a new skin. You know what I'm saying? Let that be a sign for you. You know what I'm saying? Let that be an understanding to you that it's okay to not feel right about something. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't right that, Jesus was walking, carrying that cross. It wasn't right, but it was for a greater purpose. So remember that. Remember that. Okay, y'all. This is good. This is a really good episode. I ain't even gonna lie. This is a really good episode. Cause baby, cause I'm practicing what I preach up in this bad boy. Okay. All right. Segment 5 is all about how to start fresh. Okay. And I'm gonna get practical with you guys. So here's a couple things that you want to know about how we actually start fresh. So what that looks like is name what's no longer working. So you have to be honest with yourself about what's not working currently in your life right now. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to remove that. We got to remove that. That's not for you. It's not of you. Okay? It's not what God has for you. Remember that. Releasing any guilt around change. Don't feel guilty about changing. Don't feel guilty about starting fresh. It's your life. It's yours. You know what I'm saying? You're allowed to shift gears. You're allowed to shift gears. If no one's ever told you that, baby, you're allowed to shift gears. At the end of the day, you are allowed to shift gears. Start small. What that looks like about starting small is it can be a change in diet, a change in your morning routine, your nightly routine, a change in your work routine, a morning walk, shifting the different conversation. I know for me, I did there was one point in my life where I stayed on the same type of genre of TV that I was watching. I stayed on it. I know some of y'all know that I rewatch a lot of my old TV shows, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about stayed on a certain genre of TV. I could not get out of it. I wanted this TV, and I had to shift my perspective. I know it sounds crazy, but that's kind of what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Shifting certain things like that, you know, or a boundary, creating that. You know what I'm saying? Or looking at the boundaries that you had that you let kind of like slide and fall off and you got under, or you move that barrier out the way, bringing those boundaries back. It is important to have boundaries with yourself, with other people. Okay? Create a space for the new. Clear the clutter. Okay, baby? Clear it out. Physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. Clear that clutter. Okay? Meditating. You can, you know, start fresh with meditating. You may have done it and you've done it for a very long time. And then one day you just stop doing it. I know for me, I want to definitely get back into reading my Bible. Y'all know, well, if y'all don't, and it's okay, I post Bible scriptures, daily Bible scriptures on my story. If I don't put it on my actual story, it goes into my little note that's on Instagram and stuff like that. But there was a point where I actually was getting up every single day while I was doing my morning routine, while I was getting ready for work. I will listen to the Bible. And that's how I started to actually comprehend the Bible. For me, I can't sit and read the Bible like a regular book. And it's crazy because I like reading books. But for some reason, reading the Bible itself, because it's a lot in that. It's a lot in the Bible. It is so much to comprehend the verbiage, how people spoke. So what I did is I started to listen to it. And I have a Bible in my room. I would listen to it and then make sure I go over and, turn the page to where it's at physically on there and stuff like that. I had to go back and reference and make sure that this was what was actually being said in this audible. Okay. And I strayed away from that, and I want to get back into that, and I will. I look forward to doing that, because that was, when I tell y'all, when I was listening to the Bible, and I promise y'all, when I was listening to the Bible, some of these books in the Bible are crazy. I used to be like getting ready for work, and I'd be like, I know you lying. I was like, these people. Jesus was doing what he needed to do. These people kept going back on it. They'll follow, and then they'll follow, and then something will go wrong and be like, oh no, this is not what you promised us. We going backwards. I used to be like, this man showed y'all so much grace. It's crazy how bad the people in the Bible was pissing me off. I was like, y'all are pissing me off. The man said follow. He showed y'all signs. He literally physically showed you what he's capable of. And y'all still said, nah, at the end, y'all was like, nah, because you told us to go into the wilderness and we in here and we tired, we sick, we cold, we going back. What? But you can see the fruits of what he's telling you. So I'm sorry, it was just funny to me, because hearing somebody narrate that, I was like, what? Oh, I appreciate all the grace God gives me, all the mercy. Thank you. Because ain't no way. Ain't no way. But yeah, so clearing that clutter and creating a space for the new. Find your anchor. What matters most to you right now? And keep coming back to that. So whatever grounds you, come back to that. If you get to a point and you're anxious, you know what I'm saying, you're nervous and you're anxious, whatever it is that brings you back and centers you so you can go back and do it again and do it even better, find that and have that anchor into that. You know what I'm saying? Anchor into that. And like I said in the beginning, starting fresh doesn't need a grand entrance. It doesn't need a great announcement. Let the work that you're doing speak for itself. Let it speak for itself. You know what I'm saying? Because it requires it to be intentional. You have to be intentional about starting fresh. So make sure you hone into that. Everybody ain't got to know your business. Everybody ain't got to know your business. Everybody does not need to know your business. Even if you're trying to prove something to somebody and people are still trying to prove some stuff to people, stop doing that. Stop doing that. Because you work so hard to try to prove something to somebody, you're giving more of yourself and it's going to drain the shit out of you. Okay? Hold on to some things. Move in silence. Okay? Because I promise you, you move in silence, you start to see the fruits of your labor. That is what's going to have its own announcement. It's going to show. It is going to show. I promise you, it is going to, baby. You gonna sit back and you gonna look. You gonna be looking at the things that you've accomplished. And they're gonna be so big. They're gonna be so loud, and it's not even gonna be you. They're gonna be so loud. People gonna be like, "What the? Damn, girl. Damn, dude. What's this?" Yeah. 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 Okay. Okay. So segment 6 is the little truth, y'all. So every time we get ready to end the episode, I definitely want to make sure that I give y'all a little truth of the day. Okay, so y'all can just carry with it. Just hold on tight. Use it, quote it, put it as a caption, you know. So today's little truth is starting over isn't weakness, it's wisdom. The courage to say, this no longer serves me, is powerful. The decision to begin again is sacred. Wherever you are, whether you're in the middle of change, resisting one, longing for one, you are not alone. You're allowed to evolve. In fact, you're meant to. Okay? So take that little truth with y'all. All right? All right, y'all. So I hope this episode was impactful and powerful to you just as much as it was to me. I am excited for what's to come my way when I'm starting fresh in and everything like that. I will even love to hear if you guys are starting fresh with something. Please let me know. I am like what fresh start are you craving? Like what does that look like for you? You know what I'm saying? So definitely leave me like a voice note. I want to do voice notes. I think I'm gonna do voice notes because I literally just said I wasn't even thinking about it. But yeah, leave like a little voice note. You could DM you could DM the pod on Instagram at Little Truth Chronicles, or you DM me. My Instagram is at authentically Jima. I ain't changing that. I love my name. Sometimes you got to type in that whole authentically and it's spelled correctly, and you got to type my name. But yeah, just DM the pod on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? And just let me know what your fresh start. You can comment below. Make sure you like and subscribe to Little Truth Chronicles here on YouTube. But yeah, you can comment below. Let me know what your fresh start looks like. You know what I'm saying? Don't give me all of it. I don't want all of it. You ain't got to give me all the tea. But just what it looks like for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me in. Let me know. Whisper it to me. You know what I'm saying? And I would encourage you to hit a little push to someone else that needs a fresh start, that needs a fresh start, and let them know, encourage them, guide them, motivate them, send them this episode, sweetie. Send them. I used to send podcast episodes to my friends and stuff like that, so they can just not watch they didn't have to watch the whole thing, but just see like a little point in it. You know what I'm saying? That gave them a little bit of motivation and stuff like that. So I feel like that would be impactful. So if hopefully this spoke to you so it can speak to somebody else so y'all can come back and chill with me and stuff like that. And I definitely want to make sure y'all know, don't forget that Little Truth Chronicles podcast, new episode every single Thursday. I'm your host, Jima. And thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Little Truth Chronicles. Baby, you got this. You can start fresh. I'm telling you, you can start. You can start. Is this on? You can start fresh. Do it. I'll see y'all next time. Hey y'all, it's your girl Jima, host of Little Truth Chronicles, and I have some exciting news to share with you guys. OMJ by Jima is back. Yes, we are launching OMJ by Jima Labor Day weekend, so you want to make sure that you pre-order now. Pre-order now. I have some amazing deals and information coming y'all way, so make sure y'all go on IG and follow OMJ by Jima. Visit the site omjbygima.com, and yes, I look forward to you guys tapping in with these juices. These are delicious cold pressed juices. I promise you guys will not be disappointed. I love each and every one of my juices. I handcrafted them, you know what I'm saying, making sure that the taste was just right. So make sure y'all tap in to OMJ by Jima. Get yours today, all right? And don't forget to tune in to Little Truth Chronicles each and every Thursday. All right, y'all? Bye.